This next icon, this one is called officially Mystical Supper, not the Last Supper. I should have realized that. But this one was painted first in 1312. And it's a striking one. Now there's something to pay attention to in this one that is similar to a previous icon that I've already explained. So I'll make mention of that, but then I'll also make mention of one other thing. Here we go. So here is the Mystical Supper. This is one of the major events of the New Testament, and you could say, well, Matthew, Mark, and Luke all have the Last Supper, but this painting is kind of a mixture of the two of them. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John all have the Last Supper happening, but John's Gospel doesn't. Did I say it that way? But John's Gospel only has a foot washing instead. And at the foot washing, there's the scene of the beloved disciple putting his head on the breast or on the chest of Christ. Now, if you look closely, you'll see that most of them have both of their eyes visible. Now, that usually means that they're not hiding anything. But do you see anyone where only one eye is visible? Now, granted, was it the crack right here actually gets in the way a bit? But that's supposed to be Judas, and he's hiding half of his face because he has half hidden motives. He's hiding half of his face. And the rest of the disciples all have clear and good motivation, so they've got nothing to hide. So there's Judas, but in the middle, with his head on Christ, is the beloved disciple. Now, in John's Gospel, the name of the beloved disciple isn't given. So every time you read beloved disciple or the disciple who Christ loved, you're supposed to implant your own name and see yourself in the passage. But there's something profound, is that I listened to a Cistercian monk once give a little homily, a 2-part homily on putting your head on the chest of Christ. That small children, when they're first born, we give them to the mother so that she can hold them. Now there's something profound that happens, is that as you're listening to someone's heartbeat, it is possible for your heartbeat to start to match theirs. There's some sort of deep connection that can start happening, not just spiritually or emotionally, but even on like a physiological level. And so here we have the beloved disciple listening so closely and being so intimate with the Christ that maybe his heartbeat is starting to beat in the same manner. So this one's profound for me because it's called the Mystical Supper because there's supposed to be a union that's happening in this. There's something deep and profound about this dinner that, yes, although there was the betrayer there, there's also people that love to get very close and try to pay attention to the heartbeat of Jesus. So this one's one of my favorites. I hope you enjoy it. It's a good one.